This is a video about the Advent 2Ws. I've probably seen a lot of them on the internet, but apparently I got a pair that's unusual, so I figured I might as well make a quick video of it, just so people would know, because apparently the pair that I got have an unusual, like one of the older unusual speakers that are like pretty rare. As far as it's like these foam surrounds that they made back in the day, like 50s and the 60s. Well, mainly in the 60s and the 70s, because actually the 50s was mostly paper. Into the 60s, and then in the 60s they started using foam. They thought, oh, they came up with this poly foam that was freaking, I don't know if it's polystyrene or one of those, and it's literally disintegrates. And we can get into that in a minute. The speakers that I got are these right here, the Advent 2Ws. And as you can see from the binding posts, these are pretty old. These are like mid 70s, I think, or maybe even early 70s. And these speakers are really well made. I mean, you see the design that you can see the design of the tweeter too. They're pretty good timing and very good bass, and vocals. For a large bookshelf, and that speaker itself, which you're going to get into, is it's the one I have, which is one of the more unusual ones. But a lot of them are like this. It's a 10-inch frame. The frame literally measures 10 inches, and that's what I'm going to talk about here in a minute. Like I said, this is the Advent 2W, I believe, made in the early to mid 70s. And I just got to switch the camera. So the camera, these are the woofers right here. Advent 2Ws. Now, here's the thing. See, they don't make a surround for these, because this is a 10-inch. Let me get my tape measure here. Stop. No, we'll find it right. Making it bigger. Just had it put it down. Stop. Of course, it's good. Oh, here it is. Anyway, I'll take the big one so you can see. If you measure this diagonal, right, from here to here, it's over 10 inches. And if you measure it this way, it's almost 10 inches. It's like 9.5. And if you measure the cone, though, the cone itself only measures just around 6.5. Which is actually bigger than a 6.5-inch speaker. It's closer to an 8-inch speaker, because the cone on a 6.5-inch speaker is more like 5.8 or 5.9. So these are closer to 8 inches. So you got a 10-inch frame with a 6.5-inch cone. Most of the ones that they have a frame that's similar to this size, but the cone is either 7 or 7.5. This one is small. So the cone, the surrounds the guy sent me. The one guy sent me surrounds and they were the wrong ones. I had done this years ago too. I had a pair of these before and had to do the same thing. And you can see right here. You see this? My fingers? It's cut. I had cut these with a pair of scissors and then shorten it up, because there is no surround that fits these. They're unusual. So you have to cut it. But it works fine. And I use this stuff right here. A lot of people use the glue that they send, which is kind of a clear glue that looks like Elmer's glue, but it's not. I use this stuff. It's Power Grab all-purpose Loctite stuff, because they sold it in Dollar General, and it actually works really good. You gotta watch the overlap here. I got a little bit there. I can clean that up though. But so I was a little sloppy. That's me. But see, look at this one right here. You see anything? No. And this was a small edge, and it's perfect. And it's real tight. I just put this on a half hour ago, and it's like super tight. There's like no gap. It's like it's like solid as a rock, and it does give you time to like move it around. So, I mean, I'm not saying I recommend this stuff, but I used it and it seemed to work well. So getting back to this, see, you'll notice too that this surround is inverted. That's because of these. See these? See the rings? The rings are the thing too that these use, that a lot of newer speakers don't use. These, this is what the surround, and you see the outline of the surround? That's what the surround attaches to. See, this glues to the metal frame, and the surround attaches to that and is inverted. Excuse me. That's the way that they made these. Why? I don't know. They just did. And this pair, like I said, So that's how you go. So that's what you're going to do. And what you're going to do here is, which I'm going to do in a minute, is I'm going to take this glue and put it right on the edge here. I'm showing my finger. Smear this all around the edge of this. And then smear glue all around the edge of this. And then you push these down. Make sure they're solid. You know, you might even glue these first if you want, but you have to get the glue on anyway. So you have to, you can't really. So, you know, it's just, I've sort of different ways. There's only one way to do this, and that's to put this down with glue on both the metal and the edge. And then once you got this down, you push this, you got to go around with your hand and make sure it's like, hold it up underneath like this to make sure it's all solid. But this stuff works. This is why I would recommend this stuff, because it grabs, but you have time to maneuver. So it's, you know, it's better than some of the stuff I've used in the past. And I did a pair of these like 20 years ago. I've done a lot of speakers in my time. I had these from 15s to, you know, to little tiny 2-inch speakers. You know, I built many speakers. And anyway, this, like I said, I've done these before. And I get this from a guy, Zero or something. You'll see him on eBay. His name's Zero. He sells a lot of surrounds. He's usually a pretty good guy. So I could say I recommend him. And he may not be the cheapest. And he doesn't include the glue, but his surrounds are quality. Some people sell some surrounds that are sketchy on eBay. So, you know, you can go for the cheaper ones, but I don't know if I'd recommend it. He said, they say ADV, Advent. Like I said, so that's it. I mean, they just, you put these down. You glue these down, and you glue on the surround, and you glue on these, and then you put them down, and then that's it. Let's set. I had already glued these down. You know, it's that simple. It's just smearing the edge and then tacking, you know, and pushing it down like this with your finger, and it sets fine. And you do the same thing with this. Look how these set fine. These are solid as a rock after a half hour, so those will work fine too. And that's it. And you can see like how old these are with this big square magnets. But these are really good. These I guarantee from my experience, I would say these have got to be good for at least 70 watts. I mean, a real, true 70 watts in a sealed, cabinet. And that's what this is. So, I mean, I can't wait to hear these. It's been a long time since I heard some old school Advents. And that's it. There we go. I'm putting this on now so I can get it show you. See how this is got to go on the frame? Like that. And then make sure you get enough on there to hold that, because that's going to hold that solid. You know? And then make sure you just go around, get your finger underneath here, and go like this. Make sure like that you get underneath and get that like sloppy. It won't matter, we won't see it on the inside anyway, but I shouldn't be so sloppy, but I, kind of in a rush to get it because I got something else I got to do, so, yeah. But, yeah, like I said, it doesn't matter, we won't see that anyway, but you just line up all the way around the edge, see? Both, and then grab your ring, and you're probably better off if you do the same thing on the ring, real quick. See, I can't, I'll show you. Let's go around and put a thin layer like that. Let's see, just like a thin. Oh, it looks thick, but it's not. It's very thin. There you go. Now you see, you lay that down just like that. I'm gonna take the glove off. It's already smeared, so I'm gonna use my fingers. And give me a rag. Yes. And you push this down, see? Just like that. And then you get underneath. Make sure you surround. It's going to stick to that. And all you got to do is get your finger underneath here. I don't know if you can see, but like I'm getting underneath the lip. And going around. Push. Get surround up on it, otherwise it won't stick. But this stuff's real tacky now. So that's why I like this stuff, because it's real tacky. And it makes it easier to do this. Because if it isn't a tacky glue, it ain't gonna work. I don't know how you would do this. There would be no way. But you got to get your finger up under that to make sure it sticks. I think I got it all. I'm pretty sure it's stuck. And that's it. Let me take it off here so you can see the whole speaker. That's not me. That's old. It's like I got a couple of spots. It's a little. It's not perfect. I mean, you know, I got a little couple of smudges, but it's gonna set nice. And these are almost impossible to screw up the voice coil, because you know that's another thing too. That how it's easy to do this, because a lot of times you gotta like use something to keep the voice coil straight, like paper and the thing, you know, and the thing to hold them or something. No, but this really unnecessary, because it seems to hold itself really well. Because you got so much room to get that, you know, to get this on, and once you just get it on, it winds up that it's sitting perfectly straight. And like you said, if you look, you'll see that it sits right on that foam. It's tacked right up to this, no problem. But you got to make sure that it's on, that you know it's up in there like that. See where my finger is? Otherwise, because you don't want a gap, you know what I mean. And that's it. Yeah, it's done. Yeah, and that's it. I don't know if you can see right here. It is finished speaker. They're drying right now. You see what I was saying about this here? You see? Once you flip them, right? You see, you just run your finger around, but then you flip them and just make sure, and sitting like this, you know, flipped over, they'll dry perfectly. This one's already almost done, and this one's just finished, so that's it, and that's about it. So make sure you got a rag handy in case you got a spill or something, you know. Yeah, and that's about it. That'd be it for the Advent 2 ways. It's for round replacement. Oh, I just wanted to point out too that, like I said, this stuff here, this Loctite power grab, all purpose. They sell this. I bought it in Dollar General for like I think it was $5.50. It's kind of like, it reminds me of kind of like caulk, like white caulk, but I think I bought some similar glue like this in the past, but it works really pretty good. Like it does remain flexible. It does, and the big thing with this is you gotta remember, it says a lot of glues that do not bind permanently to things like wood, cardboard, porous material. This specifically requires one of the surfaces to be porous. So that's why it's not a bad glue for doing speakers. The color is maybe not ideal, but most glue is white anyway. So you just have to, like I said, not unlike me, not be sloppy. I was a little sloppy, that's all. But that's it. Like I said, it's Loctite power grab. It's good stuff. No, I'm not getting paid to say that. I just happen to use it. Maybe I should. I'm not so fashionable in these videos. I'm wearing my tractor shirt. So this is like old as the hills. Well, I just wanted to point out that I think I said in the video Advent 2A and W. It is actually, if you look at the sticker, it's Advent 2W. I don't know why. There is an Advent 2A, but these are not 2As. These are 2Ws. And these are the ones, like I said, that are kind of odd. And I swear I think I had a pair of these. Well, I mean, I kid you not. I've had like hundreds of pairs of speakers. I'm kind of a speaker, and I built dozens of speakers, and I've had hundreds of pairs. I've sold so many speakers I can't even remember the ones I've had. I used to do them on eBay too, so I mean, I really can't remember. I'm almost sure I had these before, and I had to replace the surrounds before. I think I even bought the surrounds from the same guy, 20 years ago. Because I'm sure this guy's been on eBay for like 20 years. So isn't that funny? Anyway, that was it. So it's the Advent 2W, and that's it.